Right, bit of anger to start with. That battle for truth in a bullshit world. Gorilla lips. With gorilla lips, let's create controversy by planting some verbal IEDs, or like stealth jets dropping smart guided bombs. Let's be to the point and deliver with aplomb. Let's be intercontinental heat seekers, uncompromising, eloquent and straight speakers, focused on our mission with the truth as our goal. Let's get on with the facts and we can let them roll off our tongues and into some minds. We can shoot with veracity on our side, and it'll fatally wound some patterns of thought, and a battle for some sanity may need to be fought. Some cognitive casualties will face a barrage of flak, and some will struggle to recover from this mind bomb attack. It's a burning truth that needs to be said, and it's blowing up the myths in our heads and raising this deluded consciousness. Let's light fires like arsonists and light up the spirits of free-thinking people. Let's be the sniper in the steeple. Let's be the gunman on the grassy knoll. We could be high-powered rifles and get ready to unload. We'll get deceit and double-speak in our crosswires. Let reality trigger. We'll spark a rain of fire and we'll scorch the earth of its mendacity. Let's be shockwaves of authenticity, and let's be WMDs of a lyrical kind and lay down facts that can maim like lethal landmines. And if the truth is a crime, let's still have our sight. Let them ship us out to the Hague or Guantanamo Bay and try us for war crimes and genocide. We'll plead guilty to the massacre of bullshit and lies by just saying what we see without censorship and the brutal honesty of our gorilla lips. Thank you. I'm going to try and chill it down a little bit now. To be a man. What does it take to be a man? Is it coming from Brussels and having big muscles? Do you have to be like Jean-Claude Van Damme? Is that what it takes to be a man? And is your masculinity then based upon your physical ability, upon your sporting capabilities, and upon how much you can bench press? Do you have to have well-toned biceps, well-toned triceps, well-toned lats and abs? Are you less of a man if you're a little bit skinny, if you carry a little bit too much fat or flab? And if you enjoy a friendly chat or gab with a woman and have friends of a different gender, does that make you a ladies' man, implying you've got to have some other agenda? Isn't that possible to just want to be friendly without wanting to bend her over? Because I have daughters, a sister and a mum, and guess what? They're all women, and I respect them as human beings, and guess what? Women are human beings, they're not just conquest, and to be a man doesn't mean you have to act like some kind of fiend with your only motivation being to get into a woman's jeans. Is that what being a ladies' man means? Do real men just want to get inside a woman's pants? Or are we a little bit more evolved than that? A little bit more advanced? And if that's what it takes to be a man, then what's a man's man? Is that someone who wants to get inside a man's pants? Or is it going out with the lads and drinking beer, and if your mate gets a bit emotional and wants to open up and talk about his deepest fears, you tell him to man up, stop crying like a girl and stop acting like a queer. And so he mans up, and he holds back that desperate tear, and he holds back from sharing how those dark and despairing thoughts were becoming more and more severe. And then suddenly, one day, he's gone, he's no longer here. But he kept it all in, and he did what he did to be a man, if that's what it takes to be a man. Because I see it as men, we can struggle to show our gentle side and show our sensitivities and express that basic human need for some TLC. Yet we all need some love in our lives, and we all need that little bit of affection. But we're out there trying to be the one who's strong, who can stand alone, who has no need of protection, and it's reinforcing us, it's a condition. Men don't cry, and we're not shy of stepping up to a fight, but sometimes we all get scared, and sometimes we all want to take flight, and sometimes we all need someone to hold us tight, to reassure us that everyone's going to be alright. Because no man is an island, we all need that someone, that family member, that lover or that friend, that someone we can show our weaknesses to and our vulnerabilities and be secure in expressing our insecurities, knowing we held and soothed tenderly. That need is not an indictment on our masculinity. That's not a slight on being a man, because sometimes we all want to run away to a quiet room, and sometimes we all need to be that little spoon. And I'm not afraid to confess that I see people of all genders and sexual persuasions with strengths I know I don't possess, with maturity, confidence and courage I could never contest. And this is not my weakness. This doesn't mean my marriage should be considered something less than the average man. And it doesn't make me gay. And it doesn't mean I want to be a woman. It simply makes me human. Just one person offering one man's perspective, one man's opinion. And I can only apply this definition of being a man to self. I'm not here to force these views onto anybody else. So if you're gay, straight, bisexual, trisexual, metrosexual, conceptual, pansexual, transsexual, transgender, transpenine, transvestite, a dominatrix, intercellentrix, a cuckold, a submissive, into water sports, dogging, swinging, or a little bit of S&M, then it was between consenting adults. Frankly, my dear, I couldn't give a damn. Because this should be about sexual persuasion. It should be about are we striving to be the best version of the most honest person that we can, whatever it takes to be a man. And now I'm going to abuse it and tell you all to fuck off. Because when we use the term fuck off, we can often get this bad press. So I'm going to try and offer a little bit of balance, and I'm going to hopefully redress the view that using language like fuck off just makes us lazy, crude and vulgar. Because let's be honest, we all use these words one way or another. And that's because the term fuck off is such a versatile phrase, and it can be said in so many different ways. You see, fuck off has many different meanings. It can convey so many different feelings, depending on the context and depending on the way in which it's expressed, or on the tone with which it's enunciated, the emotion that's articulated and the inflection that's accentuated. And you can splutter, you can cough, you can even offer a cynical fuck off, and you can say this is a challenge, say it to dispute, or say it to refute a claim that stretches the truth, or you can say fuck off with a sense of disbelief and incredulity, like when someone does a poem about the use of profanity and you say to yourself, no, fuck off, this can't be true. But it is, and this is not just an excuse to turn the air blue. You say, fuck off can be said with a wary resilience, can be said as a request for some time or some distance, or as an appeal for somebody to desist in their persistence. Because fuck off can be a statement of resistance when our spirit starts to wane. When life becomes a strain, fuck off can be an appeal for it to refrain, a request to cease whatever it is that's causing pain. And that's when we can say fuck off with imploring disdain. And then fuck off can also be said as a final warning, as a last chance, but now it's said with authority instead of that tired and wary stance. And this fuck off is not a request to desist or an appeal for some distance, it's foreboding and it's uttered with a command and deliverance. And in this instance, fuck off can be accompanied by a hard and glaring glance. On a lighter note, fuck off can be an expression of awe, like when something is so astounding that you're compelled to drop your jaw, or when something is so stunning that it nearly knocks you to the floor, and you feel that sense of wonder and you're almost in a state of shock. That's when you can express that sense of amazement with a dumbfounded fuck off. And then fuck off can also offer a perfect reaction for when you want to shout out loud in joyful celebration, or when you want to let out a victorious roar, like when your team scores a goal and it's a winning final score, or when you succeed against the odds and it's the unexpected accomplishment, then bellowing fuck off. It's the perfect accompaniment, it's the perfect turn of phrase, the ideal compliment, because these two little words are a fantastic way to express, to shout out loud and clear, fuck off, I'm proud of this success. And then with a short, sharp snap, fuck off takes on its literal meaning. It's abrupt and to the point, and there's no misreading. It says it's time to be leaving, it's time to fuck off, it's time to go. And I'm sure there's many more fuck offs that you all know, but I also think it's time for me to go and bring this so-called lazy, crude and vulgar language to a stop. So pardon my French, but I'm gonna fuck off.